It's wet, it's windy, it's wild down here in Dorset today. Good Lord. Remember back in November when we had those lovely sort of 15, 16 degree days? Yeah, they're long gone, aren't they? But I'm in a good mood. We're in the run up to Christmas and I'm out again to try another Christmas meal. During 2025, there are two big chains in the UK that I went to and was singularly unimpressed by. Harvester and Beefeater. Now, a lot of you guys out there were saying I was unfair. You know, that they're sort of relatively low-cost options, good for families, a safe bet, that kind of thing. So maybe it's time to give one of them a try again. And to give them a fair crack at the whip, what I've done, I've gone on Google, gone into Google Maps, and checked out which is the best reviewed Harvester or Beefeater within a 30-mile radius of my house. And it's right behind me here. This is the Harvester at Alder Road in Poole. It's called the Seahorse. I think I might need to learn to swim if it keeps raining like this. Anyway, we're going to get inside and try out their Christmas menu. Online, it looks pretty good value. But of course, as always, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Let's go find out what it's all about. Come in and been seated. Gotta say, I quite like it in here. Looks nice and clean, well decorated. There's Christmas decorations around, but it's not too in your face. You know, you can tell it's Christmas, but it's not too gaudy. I quite like it. And it's reasonably busy in here at the moment too. Yeah, obviously popular. Let's talk about that festive menu here at the Harvester. £24.49 for 3 courses. Now, I think that sounds pretty reasonable. The way I always look at things is your main course is probably about the same sort of price as your starter and your dessert put together. So if you think about it that way, you're looking at the starters being about £6 each, I guess, and your main course being about 12. I think that sounds reasonable. Don't forget you're getting that free salad as well. So I've got my bowl ready for that. I should be going and getting that very, very soon. The starters, it's all fairly simple stuff. There's a baked mushroom dish. We're not going for that. Chicken fries. I'm going to go for the soup. It's that kind of day outside, isn't it? Definitely soup weather. Main course, again, a variety of different things, kind of focused on some of the stuff that they're known for here, burgers and ribs and that kind of thing, and also their rotisserie chicken. And they can use that to make the Christmas dinner. You can pick from turkey or chicken. So I'm going to ask for some advice on which is the best of the two options to go for. Interesting sounding dessert options as well. There's a traditional Christmas pudding, but there's sundaes. Apple pie sundae sounds pretty good. Cheesecake, all sorts of different bits and bobs. So there's something for everyone, I guess. Yeah, I'm hoping this kind of changes my mind about Harvester a little bit, because I think it sounds really, really good value. I like the place. Service so far, very, very good. I'm going to get my order in, get a drink, and get some salad. Back in a minute. There we go, a little mixture of bits and bobs here. We got some coleslaw, some 5-bean salad, bit of pineapple, sweet corn, and some beetroot, all with Thousand Island dressing on. And my drink as well. Fentiman's ginger beer. No ice. Don't need ice on a day like today, do we? That is for sure. Quite like Fentiman's ginger beer. Got a nice little whack of proper ginger in there. Very good. Right, grab myself some cutlery. And a little pot over here. I like the colour of the napkins. Very much on brand, aren't they? Even though I'm wearing a red top today. Dressed a bit like blooming Santa. So, I mean, we all know about the salad bar here at Harvest, don't we? All sorts of different options depending on what sort of things you like. You can just get some regular salad with your lettuce and tomatoes and cucumber. All sorts of different other bits you can put on top of that. There's bacon bits, there's croutons, all sorts. Coleslaw's nice and crunchy. I've got a bit of Thousand Island dressing on the top. I like the beans. Pineapple and salad. A lot of people think that's a bit controversial, but I quite like that sort of little contrast with the sweetness in there. And beetroot is one of my favourite things. That's good. No problems there. Everything was pretty well stocked as well at the salad bar. Yeah, happy enough. Right, I'm going to polish this off. My pre-starter. I'll come back when the soup arrives. My tomato soup has been delivered to the table. We have a proper soup spoon here. So a nice little tut. And in here is the soup, sprinkled over the top, some pea shoots, just for decoration more than anything else, I'm sure, and a little drizzle of something that looks like cream, a bread roll, and a little pat of butter to go with it. So we'll get that opened up first. Got to have a little bit of bread with your soup, haven't you? It's not warmed. It's just a bit of a shame. They could have done that, couldn't they? But the butter is nice and spreadable. Obviously not kept in the fridge. Okay, enough faffing around with the bread roll. We're here to talk about the soup, aren't we? Consistency-wise, looks okay. Quite a nice thick soup. Mix the cream into it a little bit, rather than just having it for decoration. That's going to make it nicer, I think, all round, isn't it? There we go. I've got salt and pepper here on the table, should I need to adjust the seasoning. Yeah, and it does need a little bit of both, to be honest. It's quite a rustic tasting soup. It's not like a sort of tinned cream of tomato soup. You know, I mean, I'm a little bit fussy about soup. A lot of soup I make at home. We do it from fresh rather than out of packets. Although, I will go for a cup of soup in an emergency, I guess. But this is all right. I say that cream just kind of lightens that up a touch. The pea shoots, I don't know, they're just for decoration, aren't they? But now that I've adjusted it with the seasoning, it's really quite acceptable. I mean, yeah, I know they're not making it here on site. Probably just comes in little frozen packets, I guess, that they just heat up. But I like it. How does it go with the bread roll? Fine. Like I say, it would have been nice to have that warmed, but can't have everything, can you? Overall, not a bad little start to the meal. See what the main course brings. Main course has arrived, and I tell you what, it has come on a roastingly hot plate. Gotta say I like that. It's gonna keep my lunch warm, no matter how much I waffle on. What have we got on here? We have a Yorkshire pudding here with a little piggy blanket and a stuffing ball hidden within, like a little Christmas gift. We have the half a chicken here, veggies, roasted carrots, broccoli and peas, some roast potatoes that kind of more look like deep fried potatoes, if I'm honest. Only one slight problem, which folk up north will understand. This is all the gravy you get. Not an awful lot. Not an awful lot, but we'll see how we go. Again, salt and pepper, should I require it. And a nice sharp knife to attack the chicken with. And I think that's where we are going to start. So here we go. Now, I've got to say, it's not the biggest chicken in the world. Yeah. That's the leg. There's a little chicken wing on here. And then the breast, obviously on the bone. Skin. Good colour to it. I think it looks alright. I think, even as a small chicken, half of a chicken as a portion or a lunch is plenty, isn't it? Let's go in for some of the breast first. Let's see how juicy it is inside. And how much flavour that skin has got. It's not too bad. Chicken breast can dry out pretty easily, can't it? But this hasn't. I mean, it's not the moistest chicken I've ever come across. But it's by no means dry. That's good for me. We'll try the thigh too. Thigh, obviously, has a bit more flavour to it, doesn't it? In we go. Not too bad. The skin on the thigh, a bit leathery. I'm not sure how that's happened, really. But I think overall, The chicken's not bad, especially in the price bracket we're talking about. Where should we go next? We'll just make our way round, shall we? Get on to the veggies. I'm just going to try everything a little bit, and then I'll get the gravy on the top. Broccoli cooked pretty well, not soggy. A little bit of bite to the stem there. Try these roasted carrots. Again, I can feel just from cutting them that they're not soggy. A little bit soft on the outside, still a bit of bite on the inside. Sweet. They don't look the best, but I suppose roasted carrots often don't. But the flavours, spot on really. Peas. Now peas are one thing that I'm always fairly critical of in places like this. Because quite often they'll just have a big pan of one and they just hold them for ages. These are fine. Little petit pois, nice and sweet. Not overcooked. Am I changing my mind about harvester here? Potatoes. We'll go with one of the bigger roasties. I mean, there's a couple of diddy little ones that kind of make up one. So I'm guessing, yeah, we can call it a portion of 4 potatoes, I suppose. So again, I think it's fair. Crisp, seasoned on the outside. That's I mean, probably coming in a freezer bag with that seasoning already on there. Yeah, so what's that sort of chicken salt? You know, like you get on KFC fries. What I'd say about these is that it is very similar to the KFC seasoning on the fries. But whereas KFC fries always seem to be soggy, these are nice and crispy. The inside is fluffy. They're not a patch on making roast potatoes at home, doing it in the meat juices and all that sort of thing. But they're not bad. They're not bad. Yorkshire pudding. I mean, even this doesn't kind of look like an Aunt Bessie's type one, particularly, does it? A little bit bigger, a little bit more generous. Absolutely no complaints there. The outside has that crispy one. The underneath still has that almost barely cooked sogginess to it. You know what, this is where I'm going to test that gravy out. I'm going to just dip into there carefully so I don't tip it everywhere. Been caught out by that before, haven't I? Not sure about that gravy, we'll come back to that in a minute. You've got the world's diddiest pig in blanket. But unlike some others I've seen this Christmas, this one does not appear to have been cooked behind a jet engine. It's actually cooked sensibly. I mean, it's tiny, and they could do with more than one on there. Very cheap tasting sausage. And the bacon's a bit lost. Yeah, that's not brilliant. That's not brilliant. I'm glad I didn't order another portion of them to go alongside it. Stuffing ball, again, appears to have been deep fried. It's got quite an even, let me see if I can show you, very even kind of colour and crust to it. You wouldn't get that roasting it in the oven. Nice little crisp to the outside though. Tastes okay. Again, not anything to get overly excited about, but it's fine. The gravy seems to work better with stuffing than it did with that Yorkshire pudding. You've got to say, overall, I mean, yeah, would I be happy if I served this up as my Christmas dinner at home? No. No. I'd expect a little bit more of it. For a chain place, offering this kind of portion at this kind of price range, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Right, this gravy though, when it almost has like a southern fried flavour to it. Yeah, it's just something a little bit odd about it. Can't quite put my finger on what it is. There's something in that flavour profile that for me doesn't quite work. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'm not even going to use it. Because I think it's better without it. I really do. I'm surprised by this. I mean, I was hoping that things would be an improvement on the last time I went to Harvester. Do you remember that in the summer? I had to wait 2 hours for 2 courses of food. Nothing like that going on here. Staffing levels seem good. Staff training seems good. Yeah, they're just kind of cracking through it. While I'm finishing this plate off, I'm trying to take this opportunity to remind you about my December charity thing. Anyone who's donated to my Buy Me a Coffee page throughout the entire month of December, I'm going to be split between 2 causes. One down at Rob's filling station. You may have seen the video on that. Came out on December 1st. Basically, Loads of different kind of community projects going on there, so really, really good use of money. And the second is Julia's House, which is a children's cancer hospice down here in Dorset. So if you are able to donate, and only if, it would be very much appreciated. All the monies, like I say, throughout the whole of December will be collected at the end of the month and split between those two places. Once I've been brought a dessert which appears to justify the crazy old Sunday spoon. Because it's huge. There is so much of it here. I'm going to move some of this cream off the top here. Because otherwise I'm never going to get down into that ice cream. I'll put some over here with the apple pie bits. So you've got 3 of these little apple pies here. Oh, they're quite warm. Oh, I detect a hint of cinnamon. We'll run with it though. And a load of ice cream, and it's swirled in here with salted caramel sauce. Look at all of this. It is massive. And the cream on the top is just squirty cream out of a can, you know? And I think that's like some kind of cinnamon sugar dusting on the top. I've got to say, I quite like this ice cream. It's pretty synthetic, almost. It's kind of like a dense Mr. Whippy. That's just fine. As ice cream goes, that's fine. And there's loads of it. I mean, you can see here. All of that I've just done. I've just taken that little corner out of it. Let's move on to these little apple pies. Let's split it open and see how much apple filling we've got in the middle. Yeah, reasonable amount. And it's almost sort of looks a bit like a Mr. Kipling apple pie inside, you know? The little tiny chunks of apple, not just a puree. That tastes a lot like a McDonald's apple pie. And I don't mind that at all. Get it with a bit of the ice cream. You know, I like that hot and cold sensation together. We're doing a little dance of happiness. The one thing I would say, you could do a bit more of that salted caramel sauce in there. There's just not enough of it on getting through this ice cream. It's kind of been drizzled around the side a little bit before the ice cream's been plonked in. In a place like this, on a set menu, a dessert of this size and tasty, I'll take it. Come into a chain restaurant like a Harvester and getting a dessert like this as part of a set menu. All right, you can just say it's like just ice cream and a couple of frozen little apple pies. It's substantial. It really is substantial. Yeah, I think it's good. Reasonably impressed. So then, folks, back outside, a bit less windy and a bit less rainy than when I turned up, so no complaints there. Do you know what else no complaints about? Not really. This meal at the Harvester. I'm quite surprised, to be honest with you. I did not expect to be as impressed as I was. I know I've picked the one with the highest rating in the whole of Dorset, but, you know, you kind of know what you're getting into with a Harvester, don't you? You're expecting long wait times. You're expecting them to be understaffed because the company won't pay enough to staff things properly. Didn't find that here at all. Didn't find that here at all. All of the staff were really, really good. There were enough of them around to run the service properly. And do you know what? In the main, the food was fine. No problem at all. Salad bar, all fresh and well stocked. The soup, pretty tasty. No problems there. Just could have done with a warm roll. The main course, yeah, more hit and miss in there, to be fair. The plate was really hot. The chicken was fine. A little bit leathery on the skin on the thigh. The spud's just out of a freezer bag. The gravy was weird. So, you know, highs and lows on that plate. The dessert, blimey, what a portion that was. Loads of ice cream, and when I dug right down to the bottom with the spoon, that's where I found some more of that salted caramel sauce. Hiding down the bottom. They'd obviously kind of squirted it in before they put the ice cream in, so it'd run down the sides a bit. £24.49 for those 3 courses. I think that's fair. I think it is fair. Was it perfect? No, of course not. Can you compare it to, I don't know, some Michelin star place? Of course not. But you've got to judge everything for what it is. And that's what I always try and do. Time I came to Harvester before, the one down in Weymouth, 2 hours for 2 courses, not very good, and I scored it very, very poorly. Here, it's a different story. It is a different story. Now, I'm scoring out of 10 over this Christmas period. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I should stick to that. I think I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Maybe even a 7.5. It was decent. You know, if all of the harvesters were like this, and that's the problem you've got, they're not, are they? It's a bit of a lottery when you turn up to places like this. You know, have I just come to a really good one? Have I caught them on a really good day? Maybe. They were busy enough. There's plenty of people in. Yeah, very impressive. So am I a jolly Santa, or am I Greeno the Grinch? Well, today, in spite of the prevailing weather conditions, I'm a jolly old Santa, bouncing around. Maybe due to all the sugar that was in that dessert, but yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Don't forget to hit that like button, ding your bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel, hype if you can, if you're on a mobile device. That's the new thing, isn't it? Hype, it does something. Yeah, reasonably impressed. Oh, and don't forget to buy me a coffee. If you are in a position to donate, and I'll make sure the money gets to those 2 good causes down here in Dorset, that would be really, really appreciated. Where are you going to find me next? I don't know. I don't know. When I'm getting back in my car and heading home, to be honest with you, because I've got to get out of this weather. But beyond that, something Christmassy, I guess, isn't it? I'll see you next time, folks.